Hi guys, I'm back with another video and wanted to say thank you guys so much for all of the awesome comments on my video last week. It was kind of like it was like my 6-year anniversary of my weight loss surgery, and I know that I shared that I've been in a funk lately, and the outpouring that you guys gave me of just like support and sweet, kind words that just lifted me up so much, you have no idea. And so that just touched my heart a lot. So thank you guys. It was much needed, and it makes me really, it reminded me why I make these videos. You know, I enjoy making videos because I think they help people, but that was just like the ultimate reminder. So you guys rock. Thanks for coming out and commenting if you don't normally comment, and just sharing a little bit of your heart with me and sharing, you know, that I've helped you or whatever it is. Just all of that feedback was amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to talk today about, you know, I realized why I've been in a funk, and it has to do with your why and my why. And I wanted to say, so I talked about being in a funk for a while, like over a month, and I kind of figured out most of what that was. For a long time, I've talked about it on my channel, I've talked about it in my personal life. I have this paper on the side of my fridge that the kids and I made 3 years ago. And we wrote down what we wanted in a house, and like all the things that we would look for in a house, you know, what it would look like, what features it would have. And I just always had in my mind that I would have this house for my kids. Wanted to have a place where they could come with their friends and hang out, and it would be like a fun place, and I would, you know, be really, you know, aware of what's going on in their lives, because we had this, you know, location to go to that, you know, I already, you know, I know what's going on in my kids' lives, but it's just nice to have a place where you can kind of like see the people, the friends that they hang out with and stuff, because they want to be at your house. I have had that dream for, you know, at least since then. There was a long time where I didn't think that I could do it, and then I started doing better at my job and kind of like progressing up the ladder with my job, and you know, it became more of a reality. And right now it's just, we're in the area that I live in, the housing market's crazy, and houses go really quickly, and the houses that I can afford are just not really anything that I would want to buy, to be perfectly honest with you. And there's a, you know, a certain area that I want to live in, and because of the kids' school, and I want to keep them in the school that they're in, and it'd be hard to do school of choice. There's just a lot of factors. So I've thought all of these things through. And I was in a therapy session with my therapist talking about career and, you know, where my mind is at with my career and things like that. And, you know, and part of, you know, I'm building like businesses on the side. I'm a makeup artist in addition to my full-time job, and I started an online store that I launched, and you know, these different things, these different ventures that I'm doing, I'm doing them all to, you know, hopefully set myself up to have different sources of income, so that I'm never like dependent on one thing, you know, so that if you lose your job, you know, you'd still have income coming in. So, and to ultimately someday be able to purchase a home for my kids that, you know, we love. So I kind of came to this conclusion that I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. And part of that is because I have debt that I need to get paid. Actually, that's a big part of it, and it eats up a lot of my income every month. And so I've talked about it before. I'm kind of paying the price for choices that I made in the past and not having discipline. And I realized that. And so I just told her this, and I actually broke down crying, and I said I always wanted this house for my kids, and that was something that was it was my why. You know, and she said, she's a single mom herself. Her kids are older and grown, but she said, you know, Emily, it's okay if you can't do that. You want your house to be a house of love, and that's what's the most important thing, which my house is a house of love, and I do, you know, love on my kids so much and their friends. And that was a really good reminder, but it was also like sad to like almost let that dream go. And no, I haven't completely let it go, because you know, it could happen, when I got divorced from my husband, my ultimate thought was that I would remarry and have this situation and this life that was like normal, you know, obviously a blended family or whatever it be. But as I get older and I realize that, you know, I haven't found a person and I'm okay with that, and I'm okay being single. If the right person comes along, that's wonderful, but I can't rely on that. Like, that's not going to be a solution. I can be my solution, but it might turn out, because of my choices earlier in life, that I don't get to do that. I don't get to have a house, at least for a while, until I get those things taken care of. And she said, it's okay. And I think a little part of me, you know, my why for those things, like, died a little bit. And I think it put me into a little bit of a depression, like a funk, just didn't know what I was doing anything for at that point. You know, I go to work every day. Obviously, I have to pay my bills, but I had like a bigger, higher purpose and goal. And so I'm like readjusting that and realizing like I can get some debt paid off and like have more income to work with every month, and getting refocused and realizing like maybe I do have a possibility of being able to buy a house again. But I think it threw me for a loop, and so I wanted to stress the importance of having a why, and this can apply to anything. It's important to have a why if you're referring to weight loss or fitness or mental health. I have talked recently about wanting to be in my most fit state for my birthday next year. And before I made this video, I was thinking, well, what's your why? Like, it can't just be because you want to look hot for your birthday. That is part of it. But ultimately, you know, I want to say, like, I hit 40, and it doesn't mean that you have to like go downhill and not be physically fit. I, you know, would love to be able to have, you know, have that to show for my effort, is like, wow, I turned 40 and look, and how healthy I am, and how much muscle I've built, and like my endurance and my strength and my discipline with my eating, and how good I feel because I'm eating well. I went for my biometric screening. We do these at work, and you know, I've been eating low carb, high fat for a while now, and it was really cool. She said, oh my gosh, your LDL is 16, which I guess is really good. She said that's the lowest I've ever seen. That is the cholesterol that you want to be low. I was thrilled, and it's awesome because I eat high fat diet all the time, but it, you know, kind of goes to show you like that's legit. Keto is legit, which isn't my point of this. I'm just saying like that was something that is part of that goal, like getting in shape, feeling good. Now I want my waist size to go, you know, because waist size is part of your overall health outlook. So they measure that, and they do a BMI, which there can be some things with the BMI that people, you know, I think there can be some factors that go into BMI that don't make it super accurate, but it's a measure, you know, it's one of the measures. So those things are very motivating, and that's my why, to just be healthy and to live a long life, and to not be one of these people that you see like with their aching back, and you know, or like when I eat sugar, how crappy it makes me feel, you know, and to actually be able to like be proud of like what I'm putting in my body and what I've done with my body physically. So it's important to have a why, and then to consistently remind yourself of your why like every single day. And you know, there's people, and I've thought this was dorky in the past, and I don't currently. I have a vision board that I do, and it has like house goals, travel goals, fitness goals on it, visuals for me, which I recommend doing a vision board. They are very, very helpful. But like people that, you know, hang up pictures, like I've put pictures of myself in a more fit state on as my phone lock screen, just to kind of remind me. And then I feel kind of weird when someone sees my screen and that it's a picture of myself. That's an awkward conversation, but it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? But I, you know, have tried to put reminders around that say like, remember your why. Like, this is why you do what you do. Try to wake up in the morning and have your mantra like, I am going to eat unplanned today because I'm going to be in the best shape of my life when I turn 40. And then like implement that. And then when you turn 40, when I turn 40, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to have a new why and a new goal. And also your why is going to change. So when I had weight loss surgery, my why was because I was fat and I didn't want to be fat anymore. And it was partly health, but I hadn't gotten to an unhealthy state. I still had really good cholesterol. I still had good blood pressure. I was like 30, how old was I? 6 years ago? 33 at the time. So I still was like hanging in there as far as health went, but like my joints hurt, my knees hurt, walking up and downstairs, my back hurt, my asthma was terrible, my blood sugar was not great. So, but I will say, like, ultimately I wanted to lose weight because I thought I would solve all my problems in life. And I mean, that worked for a while, and then it had to be a new why. And then I told you last video about, it was my boyfriend and we broke up and it really hurt and I wanted to show him. And then my why changed to just feeling like I was doing things right. And so that was motivating to me. That's why I tell you guys to do little changes. And when you start doing little changes and you are successful with those little changes, it boosts you. It's part of your why. Like, I can do this, I can succeed. So it's okay to change. We all evolve and change as life goes on. I've, noticed that, however this may sound, I wouldn't date the same people now that I would have dated 2 years ago, in a good way of, I would have dated people a couple years ago that didn't treat me awesome. And now I don't have tolerance for people that don't hold me in high enough regard to text me back or ask me on a date or pursue me or whatever it be, which I believe in those things. That, call me old-fashioned, I believe in those things, that a man should pursue me. And if you don't, that's fine, that's your prerogative, but that's where I'm at. I feel like that's where I'm at, and that's what I believe and have always believed that way. But I have in the past let myself let that go by the wayside because I would tell myself a story of why this person couldn't do this, that, or the other thing, and then it's just not true. Like, I saw Real Talk Kim, she's really inspirational. I follow her on Instagram, and she had this post and it said, how people treat you is how they feel about you, period. And simple, to the point, those are the best little memes and sayings. Simple to the point, amen. So things evolve, you evolve, your why is gonna evolve, and that's okay. And sometimes you gotta readjust it, and you should sit down every so often and say, what is my why? What does that visually look like? What are the steps that I need to get there? And if it changes, you just do that over again. Sometimes there's more than one. Most of the time, I think there's more than one. It's not ever really just gonna be like one single thing. And if it is, you might wanna like try to think of more things, because that's the motivation in the long haul. You know, I was looking at Instagram yesterday and I just saw this girl in a cute outfit and was like, okay, I'm screenshotting that picture because like I wanna wear that outfit and I wanna look good in it. I don't wanna look flabby in it. Like the Twinkie that I ate the other night isn't gonna help me get to that goal looking like that girl in that cute outfit, you know? So do what you gotta do, refocus your why, continually evaluate what that is, what that looks like, and don't be afraid to change with it. I think that's all I wanted to say. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. I'm missing a nail. Not too bad though for press-on. Press-on $8 nails. I don't know, my girlfriend had some and she let me put them on. What else have I got? Subscribe below. If you want to see more videos and get notifications, hit the bell button and it'll notify you when my video posts. I think that's it. I love you guys. I'll see you back here next week. Don't forget to keep it real.